Roger.
Okay, it's time. It's Operation 008C. It's time for us to take on Gimme and rescue Luca and find out what the hell is going on, because, I mean, I will point out, Luca, it's not cool that you have basically just caused the destruction of Blossom City. It's kind of very, very bad. And to be perfectly honest, what Luca has done is one of the reasons that a lot of people don't really like him. It's completely understandable, but still.
Why must you cockroaches skither about underfoot?
Because you have our Luca, you monster!
Indeed.
I reach the limits of my patience. I've no time to deal with your petty antics.
He is not getting away.
Oh, of course not.
Get on board, wonderful 100. We'll chase him down in the Virgin Victory.
Excellent plan, Nelson.
Roger. Team, return to ship.
Roger.
And so we get something that's very, very, very similar to the first boss, in that we pilot to the Virgin Victory and fire things, obviously after engaging in limited form in this once again unskippable cutscene. It's slightly frustrating that you can't skip it, especially for anybody who does any speedrunning. If they wanted to speedrun this game, this cutscene would get in the way every single time. But oh well. It's pretty cool to watch. Now, what you need to do here is fire at the kind of engines. Well, not really, well, kind of our engines. You need to fire at those because if you do, then you stop him from kind of getting any further. Pretty much exactly the same tactics as what you employed with Orochi will do you just fine here. Although you are going to have to aim a little bit better, because you have to actually aim at the things after some of them have been destroyed, which is rather irritating. Now, Gimme himself is voiced by Bob Jones, who is also the voice of Lambo and Walther. So it's quite funny. You've got 3 Geathjerk captains, and they are all voiced by the same guy, which is quite cool. I've already gone into what other roles he's done, so I won't bother you with anything else.
Emergency reactor shut down. 10 minutes to restart.
Oh dear. So now we are on his battleship, and we must fight to get further. Now I believe this is one of, well, I was about to say it's one of only kind of 2 where you have to fight other enemies in the middle of a boss fight, as in kind of regular enemies. And I'm just like, actually, no, that because during the Gargujin fight you have to fight some Daidagus. During the Daija fight you have to fight the Orgons. During the Operation 5 boss fight you have to face down some Haganes, some Magangs, and some Tiny Tumikes, Tiny Tumikes, whatever. And then, obviously, Operation 6, you're fighting Vorken, who you have fought as a semi-regular enemy throughout the game. So, yeah, what I just said was complete and utter rubbish. Although this is probably the only boss fight where defeating those enemies is kind of integral to progress, apart from like Operation 6, where obviously Vulcan's not really a normal enemy mook, but still. Also, there's those Megangs. That's what I was talking about during Operation 008B. And we're just like, oh yeah, we've got some more. Because they're here as well. Damn them, they're not getting away from me. It's like, die already, sheesh. Now, overall, this is one of the longest boss fights in the game. I say it's only comparisons in terms of its length would be Daija, really, because the final boss is a lot longer than this. This is like essentially half the length. Almost. Maybe not quite, but nearly half the length of the final boss fight. So yeah, you can pretty much tell now that the end of the game is going to be long. And I mean very, very long. Also, I will be very, very, very glad when this Megang's dead. Like, guys, just stop. Just leave me be. I just want to make some progress here, and you are getting in my way, and I do not like that. And now what wonderful enemy are we going to have to face off against? Oh look, it's a Hagenei. They just love to stick these guys together, don't they? Got one really infuriating enemy and then suddenly, boom, another rather annoying sod. Thankfully, obviously, Hageneis aren't nearly as bad as the gangs. Either way, now I have got something interesting to say about this boss fight, but I can't say it right now, which is rather frustrating because I kind of want to go into it, but I can't. But don't worry, we will cover it in due time, just not right now. Now I believe that this will take us up to the top of the ship. Yes, indeed it does. So now we are pretty much reaching the halfway point.
Don't know when to give up, do you? You force my hand with your persistence, and it's always the innocent who suffer. Isn't that right, Luca?
Give Luca back! Now!
You still don't get it. Well, Luca, anything to say to them?
I don't want to go home. The Earth could blow up for all I care. Luca!
Luca, why?
Payback. That's why. Payback for what happened to my mom. Payback for what?
What's this all about, Luca?
The grand picture still eludes you, does it? Tell them, boy. Tell them of the atrocities of your pathetic people.
If this is about Blue, do not get me started.
Dude, shut up and listen.
My mom was a scientist with the Sentinels. She spent all her time in some lab making a barrier that was supposed to protect the planet. And then one day there was an accident, and she died. They killed my mom.
Your mother died working for the Sentinels?
Is that boy who I think he is?
Of all the muck.
It's all your fault my mom is dead. Luca's mother is...
The brilliant scientist who sacrificed her life creating the hyperplasma shield. Professor Margarita.
Now I get it. That's how he got that pendant.
Explains how the boy knew our secrets.
I'm gonna get revenge from my mom! Revenge on everyone who took her away from me!
Luca!
And there you have it. You were the objects of his vengeance. Deliciously ironic, don't you think? I don't suppose you'll lay down your lives for a good cause.
Not likely. The only thing we'll be laying down is the law.
We're not going anywhere without Luca!
Against the boy's own will? Then it's settled. We fight.
Team! Unite up!
Run!
Indeed we do. So, yes, so that's the truth of what happened to Luca. His mother was the great scientist, Professor Margarita, and, she died. Really sad. And to be perfectly honest, that whole thing it can tell you kind of why Luca is so kind of like he is, because I mean, obviously he's a very young child in this game. So, I mean, losing any parent at that age, especially if they are your sole guardian, as seemed to be the case with Luca and Professor Margarita, that's not something you recover from so easily, which is really sad. Now, something that I have just realised is that I can go into the interesting thing about Gimme that I wanted to go into, because it doesn't have any effect on the rest of the boss battle. It's more to do with Gimme's overall design. So Gimme bears a striking resemblance to a Flatwoods monster, which is an alleged unidentified extraterrestrial or cryptid that was reported having been sighted in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia, United States, on September the 12th, 1952. So, various descriptions about it. I mean, apparently at least 10 feet tall, a red face that glowed from within, and a green body. I mean, it's not quite the same. Then, bulging non-human eyes, either shaped like a heart or having a large heart-shaped cowl behind it. Man-shaped, clad in a dark pleated skirt. And yeah. So that's there. How does that relate to Gimme? Well, the Flatwoods monster has turned up in a variety of things. Notably in as the final boss of the NES video game Amagon, and as the Stage 02 boss of Space Harrier 2. Now, I would bet a lot of money that the reason Gimme looks the way he does and resembles the Flatwoods monster is because of Space Harrier 2. Less so than Amagon, although kind of when you see what the final boss of Amagon looks like, the similarities to Gimme is just unreal. Pretty much proves that this is a source. But the reason I say Space Harrier 2 was probably slightly more realistic as an influence is because Hideki Kamiya really loves Space Harrier. That's like his jam, or at least one of them. That's basically why you have the Space Harrier homage in Bayonetta, because he really loves that game. So that's just something that's quite cool, and also the fact that the Flatwoods monster is meant to be an alien, and Gimme is an alien. It's just very cleverly done, and not something that anybody would really notice, I don't think, unless they too had played either Amazon or Space Harrier 2. Which is just quite funny. Now, thankfully, this section of the fight is almost over, and we will get to what is technically the main brunt of the fight. Which is also kind of the coolest bit.
Wait, Pink, it's not over yet.
It's never over, is it, Luminac? This is the bit of the fight that I didn't want to spoil. Here we have Giga Gujin. You can probably guess what may be about to happen. You may not be able to guess the other thing that's about to happen, though.
Your power is beyond reproach, wonderful 100. I can see how you gave birth to the Greater Galactic Coalition. But that is precisely why you must be wiped from the history of the universe.
No fair! The coward hides inside a robot! Real men fight in their own skin!
Boss Bro, what's the call? We, go back to the Virgin Victory and return fire! Team!
Prepare yourselves. Giga Gujin Galactica Supernova!
What is that?
Is it a robot?
I think it wants us to get on board.
Mind blown.
Oh, Professor! I take it all back! I never thought you were capable of such a feat! Magnifique!
That thing ain't mine. I got no idea where it came from.
If you did not make it, who did?
The seats, they're quite comfortable.
It is almost like a melting into a mother's warm embrace.
Where in the name of the Supreme Overlord did that come from? We have no data on such an Earth weapon.
Energy output on the mystery robot is rising. It's off the charts.
Wonderful 100! Delay your attack! Activate Platinum Robo!
What the heck's a platinum robo?
Oh, it is not just a robot. It is a robot for a fighting man. It is the robot of my dreams. Oh, to control such power is to control the course of battle, no?
That conglomeration of junk is no match for Geathjerk. You will be crushed.
Platinum Robo! Unite up!
Yes, they went there. I mean, very honest, how can you not have a giant bloody mech in a game based on superheroes? Especially Super Sentai, with... That was like their jam. You always had the massive blooming robot, and... Oh, it's awesome. I love Platinum Robo so much. Less of a fan of this fight overall. It's quite identical to Walgagujin in Operation 005. Unfortunately, he's a lot harder. And he will fake you out and do a variety of things, and also, generally he won't sit around to be hit multiple times, and sometimes he will even counter, so he's a frustrating little lighter, is Geathjerk. But thankfully still beatable, mostly. Now, I do think that having this is just quite awesome. I mean, some people will not be a fan of it, and sometimes it does annoy me because it's not an easy fight. Largely because kind of you spent a lot of the game not in doing this type of fighting, and then they bring it back in a rather difficult boss fight. So you can see where people's problems kind of come from, but it's still awesome because you're fighting in a mech. And also, I do just love that it is Platinum Robo with Platinum Games logo on its head, and I have to say the top of its head reminds me very much of the final battle location for Bayonetta and Jean. It's just quite cool. And also another kind of interesting thing that I can kind of say is that in the cutscene where Platinum Robo is introduced, the moment where Red kind of goes inside Platinum Robo, that was shown off in the director's trailer of the game, and it was a pretty awesome moment. But the way that they did it, it made it look like Red was getting captured, which kind of very cleverly masked what was going on, because I mean what I was expecting to happen was something similar to Bayonetta, and then that didn't happen, and it was going into Platinum Robo, and it was beautiful. And also, frying baby cockroaches, Bayonetta reference, love it. Absolutely adore it to high heaven. It's great. I really just want Hideki Kamiya to just reference crying baby cockroaches every single time now, because it is just awesome. It's probably one of my favourite lines from a video game ever, because it's just so ridiculous but so funny, and also very true. Now this phase of Geathjerk is rather frustrating because he never really does normal attacks, so it's very difficult to kind of get any consistent damage on him. Because, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, he just... I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to hit him after he does a special attack. I mean, I guess there is some way to do it, but either way. Now, this is reasonably easy to avoid. Essentially, you've just got to wait for it to screech and then dodge roll out of the way. But also you do want to make sure you do shake it off when it appears, because otherwise you will get a game over from that. Actually, no, do you? I think you do get a game over from that. So don't fall for it, and just try and bring as much hurt as possible onto Geathjerk. Now, something that is nice to know, but not particularly helpful to you, is that the punch-out bottle cap, which you get for completing a giant robot battle without getting hit, you can also do in this operation. Although, how the hell you're going to be able to do that is beyond me, because a lot of this guy's attacks are very, very hard to dodge. You're much better off doing it on Won-stoppable in Operation 5, nominally on easy, because he will take a lot more damage a lot quicker, and he's generally kind of easier to read. Also, I'm cutting it very fine right now. My health is very low and I have literally no way of restoring it. So hopefully I kill him reasonably quickly, because otherwise this is going to end very, very badly for me. And right now I'm really wanting the music to transform into the final boss theme. It's not going to, and I know it's not going to. But I really wanted to, because I really want to hear that theme again immediately. I will eventually, because obviously we will reach the final boss at some point soon. But still, I just want to hear its beautiful strains. Also, if we can get this laser off onto Geathjerk, we may be able to kill him. May being the operative word. We are cutting it very, 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 very fine. Well, I'm cutting it very fine. You guys aren't playing. Sorry. Should be playing though, you should get this game. Also, let's fire it off. Can we do it? Is this going to give us the victory? Great! I mean, just look at how ridiculously close I got it. Bloody hell. Rising. Metal Gear Rising reference. Kind of. I love it when they do that. Luca, get your ass over here right now. And, oh dear.
Such a shame. It seems the rift in your precious barrier has widened. I am not unmerciful. If you have any last words, insects, I shall hear them. Let it never be said that Gimme is not a gentleman.
Gimme, you most definitely are not Professor Layton, sorry.
It's true.
Anyway.
Your mother gave up her life to create Margarita.
Things are getting serious again.
But that isn't the whole truth. Professor Margarita volunteered to sacrifice herself to become the computer at the heart of Earth's defenses. Mother Platinum.
Can we keep this short? Kinda busy here.
Professor Margarita was an unparalleled genius. No one could match her expertise in the field of Earth defense technology. But the enemy humanity faced was simply too powerful. Even with all her skill, she couldn't devise a system that could withstand an enemy invasion, let alone the neural network that would be necessary to control it. There was only one way. She turned herself into a machine, into the very neural computer humanity needed.
Mind blown. Again.
You mean Mother Platinum is...
Short? You were going to keep this short?
That's right, Luca. The mechanized remnants of your mother sleep deep within Mother Platinum. Professor Margarita turned herself into a machine to save humanity. She chose to live inside a machine for all eternity.
I don't believe it!
Are you even listening to me?
Quiet, you! This is the good part.
Your mother is alive, Luca. She's the shield that safeguards humanity's future. Your mother is Margarita.
The robot, it's...
It is crying! Mom?
Enough of this nonsense! It is time for the grand finale! Ah!
Wonder Punch!
You did it, Red! Your tiresome speech lasted just long enough for the Virgin Victory to restore power! I love it when you use the dirty tricks!
Green, dude. Points for originality.
Team, escape!
Roger!
So, Gimme is dead, but I don't think things are about to get any better right now. In fact, I think things are about to get a whole lot worse.
Look, do you have any idea how worried we were?
Platinum.
It's destroyed.
Oh no! Now we can't control the Shirogane Comet.
So, on that very, very, very ominous note, we finish Operation 008. Get the bottle cap, Cold and Callous Commander, and, yes. Things are very, very serious right now. The world is basically screwed if we don't do something. And so, the only thing that we can do, really, is do something. And that is what we shall be aiming to achieve in Operation 009. We need to figure out how to save the world, and we are going to do it, because we're the Wonderful 101. Well, Wonderful 100, I should say. Nothing's going to stop us from saving this world. Nothing. The impossible is possible when you're wonderful, baby. Let's do this.
Formation charge.